on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But anyway, guys, you are here, at the
Hi,
Business
Cynthia.
101 series. And our show is from 1 to 1:30.
1 to 1:30 on Wednesdays.
That's right. Though we are running late today, guys, because we definitely had technical difficulty. But I love that. I love our scenery, though.
Yeah.
That worked out. So it's a code day today, February the what?
23rd.
The 23rd. It's a code day today. And I said, hey, let's make a fire.
Yeah. We
We're
went
staying
with
nice
it. We're
and warm.
using it, the ambiance.
That's right. So guys, again, my name is Brenda Anz. I'm the creator of this amazing group. We want to thank you guys, for coming in. I am here with co-host, guys, attorney at law, Yvette Salinas.
Hi, guys.
And one of our admins. So
Yes.
thank you so much for being
You're
such
welcome.
a really big part of this group. Now, guys, we do have a ton of people, here in this group. We have moms, we have grandmas, we have aunts, we have, small business owners, we have local business owners, we have big business owners. And a lot of you guys have come forward just asking, just so many questions that we decided to go ahead and start a live
series,
show.
yeah.
Start a series. So our series is called Business 101 series, and there's just so many things that we're going to be talking about. For instance, Yvette, what type of just give us a little bit about what we'll be discussing.
Some of the things that we're discussing. So last week we did DBA, which is a doing business as.
Right.
This week we're doing LLCs. Next week we're doing partnerships. So we're going through the business stuff. We are going to have a show about contracts and why those are important, because I know a lot of y'all sign contracts without reading them. And then y'all come to me after and you're like, hey, fix it. I'm like, well, did you read it?
I haven't done
Did
that.
you read it
Did I
before
do
you
that,
signed it? So we're going to talk about that, why contracts are important for your own business, and also when you're, getting into contracts yourselves, when you're purchasing something, whatever the case may be.
That's right.
And then a little bit further on, we're going to get into stuff that my office focuses on, which is like probate and estate planning, which is your last will and testament, your medical power of attorney, financial power of attorney, those kinds of things, and why they're important. A lot of people don't really know the information behind that and why they're a necessity. We know there are a lot of moms in here. And so you also have to take into consideration, like, do I need a power of attorney for my kids if something happens to me? So those are the types of things that we are also going to get into a little bit later in the series.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you. So guys, last week, a lot of you guys were asking about DBAs. So our last week's show, that is what we spoke about. Now, if you did not see last week's show, you definitely want to go to Pin Post, guys, and you kind of want to see, just catch yourself up.
Yeah.
We had a show 2 weeks ago with just, our announcement about the introduction to just everything that we were going to be talking about. So we went in great depth, with just everything that you guys were asking for and everything that we were able to put out for you guys in the future here coming up. Last week we talked about DBA and why that was so important. And today I'm really excited about today's show because we are going to be talking about LLC.
Yes. So before we get into anything, I always have to give a disclaimer because I am an attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
So I do want you guys to know that anything that I provide to you on these lives is just informational. It does not constitute legal advice. So I am not giving you legal advice as to what you should do or should not do. It's just information provided to you. It also does not create an attorney-client relationship. So you can't necessarily go around and be like, oh, well, Yvette told me. My attorney Yvette said this. And I've never even met you. So there is no attorney-client relationship established by me doing this live. The information is provided to you, and you are free to go and hire your own attorney, whether it's myself or another attorney, but I am just providing you the information.
Sounds good. Again, thank you so much.
Problem.
I am definitely excited, especially about going forward and just, providing our members just so much, great
information. Content.
That's right. Now we are talking about LLC, guys. So I want to, one of my first questions is, we're talking LLC. What does LLC stand for?
So LLC stands for Limited Liability Company. People always think the C stands for corporation. It's not. It's for company. So Limited Liability Company is what an LLC is.
That is great. So why is an LLC important to have?
So LLCs are important because they give you limited liability. What that means is it provides you some type of protection from your personal assets being attacked, right? So if something happens during the course of the business, and you get sued for whatever happened during the course of the business, right? Oh no. You again can have your personal assets protected, and they would be able to basically attack the business assets. But if, say, you also owe a debt, they can't come after your own home to attack and collect on that debt, right? It's going to be kind of insulates you and provide this added protection by having the LLC. The other thing that's important for it is that, again, it provides a benefit as far as taxing goes.
Okay.
So it's pass-through taxation, so you would still file your taxes the same way as you do as an individual. I can't get into all the specifics of tax law because I took it in law school and learned I don't want to do that. So you probably want to talk to a CPA about that, or a tax attorney, but it does kind of prevent you from the double taxation that you get when you create a corporation. So that's something that you also should consider. And then the last thing is that it provides you an increase in credibility, right? Because a lot of times people will say, oh, they have an LLC. They're a little bit more serious because they know you took that time to invest in yourself.
That's right.
And so it just, people tend to look at your business a little bit more seriously when they see those letters at the end of your company name.
All right. Thank you so much for that. So we do still have a couple more questions. What is the difference between an LLC and a PLLC?
Yeah. So people have asked me that because they see it on some companies where they have LLC and then some have PLLC. So my company, for example, is a PLLC, where Brenda's is an LLC. So the difference is that the LLC is a limited liability company, whereas the PLLC is a professional limited liability company. And the main difference is that the professional limited liability company is typically with individuals who have specific licensing. So doctors, attorneys. We had to sit for like a state board to maintain a license. We have to do accreditation every year to keep our license current. So if I ever decide I want to expand my company, right, I can only ever bring in another professional with the same licensing. Okay. So that's the only difference between the two.
Thank you so much. So what should you do to set up an LLC?
So it's actually not that difficult. You can do it on your own, or you can contact me like Brenda did. She's like, hey, I don't want to mess this up. Can you help me? It's not that difficult. Now everything is all electronic, so you do it online. Since we are in the state of Texas, I know we have women here from all over now, but we're in the state of Texas, so I'm just going to use Texas as an example. So you would do it on the Secretary of State's website for the state of Texas. When you do it, you need to do a search also, a name search, to make sure that the business name that you're wanting to use is not being used by anybody else. Because once you register your LLC, that name is good for the entire state of Texas. So nobody else can use that name because now you're putting it out there that this is my registered name. Nobody else can use it, right? So nobody can use hers, nobody can use mine.
And when I opened up my business, of course, I was dead serious. So, of course, I did go to, Yvette here. And I just kind of, for me, I just felt comfortable like hiring an attorney just, to make sure that it was going to go forward, and that if there was going to be any problems that I'm not the one that had to worry about it.
Yeah, it would
I
be
held her accountable, right?
Exactly. But that's what I'm there for, right? The other thing you have to do when you're registering with the Secretary of State is you're going to need a registered agent. People always freak out. What is a registered agent? Registered agent is just somebody who lives in that state, who's going to be the one who is the point of contact for, if there is a lawsuit, if the IRS needs to speak to you. So I'm my own registered agent for my business, right? But it's the person who's going to be receiving all types of those types of communication.
All right, that sounds really good. Let me look at my questions. What are the fees associated with setting up your LLC?
So they're actually not as expensive as most people think. I think a lot of people get intimidated thinking, oh my God, I'm going to spend an arm and a leg to get an LLC. It's really not that bad. To do the name search, I think it's like $1 per search, but the actual registration fee for the LLC is only $300. Which isn't that bad when you think about the big scheme of things.
It really isn't, because like you said, I feel that there are so many people that don't do it because they're like, oh my God, this is going to be like in the thousands.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, so it's definitely something that you yourself can do. Or, for me personally, I went ahead and did, go to an attorney, especially when I found out like the filing fees were $300. I kind of thought it was going to be
way more,
so much more.
Most of my clients that come to me think it's going to be like a crazy amount. And I typically don't charge like an exorbitant rate to help you through it. But they go into it thinking, oh my God, it's going to be thousands of dollars for me to get an LLC. Like, what am I going to do? Especially when you're just starting your business and you don't really have that income coming in. But you have to also see it as an investment in yourself, right?
Right.
It helps you to establish yourself as a serious business.
Right. All right. So my last question is, what if you want to dissolve your LLC? What do you need to do? Now I'm going to step out. I need to take care of something real quick. If you can just
I will go ahead and answer that. So
right back.
if you want to dissolve your LLC, there are steps that you do need to take. You will have to file a certificate of termination with the Secretary of State, and you will have to file a certificate of account status for dissolution or termination. And the reason that's important is because, again, remember, people are doing a search to see if the name is available. So if you're no longer going to do your business, you're not going to run it, you're going to turn it off, you're going to just shut down, you need to do this to dissolve it so you also tie up your loose ends, because as a LLC, you're going to get letters from the Secretary of State every year saying, hey, are you in compliance? Send us this paperwork. We need you to send this to show that you're doing what you're doing that's supposed to be done according to the laws of the state of Texas. So if you're not doing that, then you need to go ahead and dissolve the company.
That's right. Well, thank you so much.
No problem.
You know what? We are honestly trying to keep our Business 101 shows, our episodes, about 20 minutes. And if you guys have any questions, then we're giving you guys also, a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
to
so
get
I
that
noticed there's
under
a couple
comments.
people here. So if anybody has any questions right now, like, you're welcome to add it into the comments. Like I said, we had a couple of technical difficulties, so we were a little bit late here. But if anybody has questions, you're welcome to put them in the comments. If somebody's watching this later and it's not live, right, when you watch it, just tag me in the comments if you do have a question for me, and then I'll go ahead and respond when I can. The other thing is obviously all my contact information will be put at the top and then somewhere in the comments, so that if y'all need legal advice and you do want to set up a consultation, you're welcome to contact my office for that.
I know I did. I'm like, I need an LLC. I need a consultation.
I know a couple of people have reached out, so they're taking advantage of my information. So
that's right.
That's what it's there for, ladies.
So guys, just, going forward, letting you guys know that we do have an event that is going to be, that we are going to be putting out there for you guys.
Exciting.
So we are, super excited about that. All of the admins are definitely getting together, for that. Though, and we feel that going forward, we are hoping to do these events at least every other month. Definitely, keep bringing in, guys, inviting, your friends, your family, your colleagues, your neighbors. Like I said, we definitely, want you guys to communicate,
interact with each other, right? That's what this group is for. Amanda, I know you said you had a question. Do you want to type your question here? Is it for me or for Brenda? Because I'm sorry, guys, I just saw the comments going. But no, we do want everybody to interact. So if you're new to the group, we know we have a lot of new members. We're over 5,000 now. Make sure you introduce yourself. Tell us who you are. Tell us, how many people are in your family. Do you have pets? What do you do for a living? If you're a stay-at-home mom, what does your day look like? We want to know who you are. We're definitely a group that we care about our members, and we don't want you to just feel like you came in and we're just trying to build the group. I try really hard to interact when I can. Sometimes it's very hard because my days are really busy, but I try and set aside time, in the morning or at night whenever I can to try and interact with everybody, at least as much as possible, to let you know, hey, we as admins, we do care that you're here and we are welcoming you. We know there's some people who are a little bit more timid and a little bit shy, and maybe you're just not as engaged, or you're not as loud as the two of us.
She's like, because we are. She's pointing me out.
We're a little bit loud, in case you didn't notice.
We're fun. We're all kinds of fun.
We are fun. But I know that not everybody has our same personality. Some people are just like, okay, I'm just going to sit here and kind of observe. That's fine. Just make sure you tell us hi, because we do want to know who you are. Take the time to build yourself up to that. And then also, guys, don't be afraid to engage with each other. We want you guys to make the connections with each other, and that's part of why she's putting an event together, because being on the computer is one thing, but we also want to eventually get to the point where, like, maybe you make friends out of this situation, or in
collab
person
with each other. So anyway, we are really excited, about this Business 101 series. We are definitely coming out every Wednesday from
1 to 1:30.
From 1 to 1:30.
1:30
I
on
know when we
Wednesdays.
first started here about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Kind of had the time wrong, but I got it right now.
We got it. It's okay. And like I said, guys, we are going to keep these posted for you. So if you don't get to see it during that time frame, we understand people are at work, you're busy. That's the reason we keep it short, because we do want to give you the information, but we understand everybody has a busy life. So you can watch it whenever you're on a lunch break or when you're winding down at the end of the night. It'll stay here for you to be able to take a look when you have time.
That's right. That's right. So for me, guys, again, I am the creator of this group. My name is Brenda Anz. So definitely to follow me, I'll go ahead and get my links, there as well. You want to definitely sign up to my website at savingourway.com. You also want to, check out our business page for Life Stuff Co. We have some exciting things there with our media company that is coming out. We have 2 wonderful magazines. I have partnered up with Linda Pearson, and we're just really excited about our 2 magazines that are just hitting the ground running.
Yeah.
We're just really, really, excited.
We are
about
excited
that.
about that. It's exciting. A bunch of big things are coming out. We have a question. I'm trying to read it, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude and just be all up in your face, but Melinda says she has a question. Does the LLC have to match your business name exactly? Her name changed slightly, so she doesn't know if she... I'm trying to see the
Hold on,
more.
we're coming up to the phone.
Okay. Name exactly. Her
in the
name
group.
changed slightly, so I don't know if I have to update my DBA or just get the LLC and the slightly changed business name. So I would definitely update your DBA at minimum, because even if it's a slight variation, you want to make sure that somebody else doesn't come in and take that, right? So the DBA at minimum. The LLC, it's going to depend on how big of a change it is, right? Because again, with the LLC, another benefit of having that is you could have one business name, for example, a landscaping business, but then they can branch off and have other DBAs and other sole proprietorships under it without having to create an LLC for each one. So they could create, Mike's landscaping, but then he could have Mike's lawn mowing, Mike's tree trimming, and it's all part of the upper blanket LLC. So it's just going to depend on how big of a variation your name is.
Thank you so much for answering that.
That's kind of a difficult thing, I guess.
What a question. Thank you for that question. So thanks, Amanda, for, being with us. Elizabeth, we see that you are there. And
that's the one we just answered.
Alma, I'm going to call you for
Alma
short.
Linda, yeah, we just
Alma
got
Linda.
yours. I don't think anybody else has any questions. We're trying to watch them in on the computer and at the phone as they scroll through. So again, if you guys watch this later and you have questions, just tag either one of us, whoever you have the question for, and we'll get back to you just as soon as we have time to do so.
All right, guys. So, this like 20, 30 minutes goes
quick.
by really, really quick, but we always want to end on a positive note.
Yes.
And I kind of love what you put out there early this morning.
Yeah, so today's Wednesday. Wednesdays are hard. As you can see, case in point today, stuff doesn't always go your way. It's the middle of the week. I like to call it hump day because it literally is. You're trying to get over the hump to get through the end of the week. And it's important for you guys to stay in a positive mindset. I know that's easier said than done. I am like the worst with it too. I tend to forget. My best friend always has to remind me, like, we need to get it together. We're going to keep each other positive. But it does make a difference in your day if you keep yourself in a positive mindset. Because if you're like allowing yourself to go down the negative hole, then it just can ruin your whole day, right? So it's a matter of perspective. You can have a bad morning, but it not necessarily be a bad day.
Right.
Or you can have a bad day, but it not be a bad week.
Right.
Or a bad week, but not a bad year. So it's just a perspective thing. Try not to stay in the negative headspace. So things aren't always
Because that's really easy to do. And I want to say it's really easy to do.
It's very easy to like,
then you'll stay in
you
bed.
spilled your coffee on yourself and you're like, oh, my day is ruined. Well, no, you can just say, okay, my morning started rough. But am I going to allow this to change my whole day?
Right.
Or am I just going to allow it to mess up my morning? And then, okay, I'm not going to let that completely change the tone of my day, right? So we can't always control what happens in our life, but we can control how we respond to it, right? So this group is very, very much about trying to, encourage each other and keep each other positive and uplift one another. So I just encourage you to also believe in yourself, in knowing that if you are having a bad day, tomorrow's a new day.
That is right. So thank you
No
so
problem.
much. Thank you guys, for being a part of our live. And, I know some of you guys, popped in and had to pop out. I know you guys are at work. You're busy. You're with the kids. You're at work. But definitely we will have all of our, lives from the last couple of weeks, and all of our future lives will always be on the feed. Definitely look under pin posts, because we will have it there. So again, thank you so much, Attorney at Law Yvette Salinas, for
doing it twice today.
Yeah, we weren't gonna kind of talk about that, but
it's okay. You know what? Luckily, I just did a practice
thank
run.
you for so many other things here. Okay, thank you for being a part of our Business 101 series.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you for all of the future shows that we are about to have. So I love this collaboration. I love putting this group together. Today's February the 23rd, and this group is not even 3 weeks old.
Not even a month.
And we have definitely hit over 5,000 members. And we truly do want to give you guys value, within this group, so that you guys keep coming back, inviting, again, your friends, your family, your colleagues to something that, you really do feel passionate about, to
now
come
you have
in
a
and
connection
support
with,
each other,
right?
collaborate with each other, connect with each other, come in and see our show.
Yeah. We hope that you can relate to something on some level of the information we're providing to you. It may not apply to everybody, but there is going to be something in here that everybody needs to know, or didn't basically know where to get the information from. And that's what we're trying to do. And again, we want you all to connect, connect with one another. That's what we're trying to really encourage. There's a lot of groups that don't do that, and they just kind of sit. And we don't want that for y'all. We really, really want you guys to empower one another, because sometimes people don't realize how much kindness can change a person's day. Like, kindness is free, right? It's free for you to be kind to somebody, but it can change the course of somebody's day. Like, in high school, I used to tell one of my friends on a daily basis, every morning I would just tell her to smile. That was all. Just don't forget to smile today.
This right here.
Yeah, just don't forget to smile today. And I didn't think anything of it, and didn't realize how big of a deal that was until we were our senior year, when we were graduating, and we had like this, it was like a retreat that we did, because I went to an all-girls high school, and we had a retreat, and they were having people call up individuals to thank them for something, or if they had drama, to kind of clear the air.
Right.
And she called me up and said that had changed her entire time in school, and that it had a huge impact by just me on a daily telling her to smile.
You go. I love
so
that.
It's important, guys. Like, be kind to somebody. Just, that's what we're here for, to encourage each other.
Thank you again so much for being an admin, within our group. Again, thank you for coming out with me every single Wednesday. Definitely, guys, you want to go ahead and put your alarm, for our shows. And you know what? Give us feedback. You give us feedback on what type of, questions you have, or what type of show that you would like us to have. And we will try our best to get that information out to you. And I just want to remind you that we're getting this information out to you for absolutely free, guys.
Yeah, that's the biggest one, that you're getting it for free.
Taking, time out of her day. She's probably doing court in 15 minutes. I don't know, but I know that she comes ripping and running like, I'm here, let's get this done.
I'm here, let's go, let's get this done. Okay, I got a meeting after, let me run.
I'm like, I didn't get to say bye. She's like running. Yeah. So just again, thank you so much for all that you're doing. Thank you guys for tuning in. And we'll definitely, guys, see you later. So say goodbye to Attorney at Law Yvette here.
I got to stop the video.
She's going to come around and stop the video. But you guys have a blessed day. Thank you for being a part of our amazing group. Bye, everybody.